Yes, sir. What's going on? What's going on out there, YouTube? What's going on, Giant Nation? Salute the New York Giant Nation. We have finally come to the final week of preseason, and I know you guys cannot wait for the season as much as I am. I'm telling you right now, I can't wait for this thing to get started. We got some things to talk about tonight, man. And before we do that, I just want to ask everybody to report to the stage. Yes, sir. Report to the stage. We are in the building here to talk some New York Giants football. The New York Giants versus the New York Jets, actually in the preseason finale. Yes, sir. I need everybody out there, whether you're a Giant fan, salute to you. Come to the stage. Whether you're a Jet fan, if you're a Jet fan, come through. Let's chop it up, yo. Let's chop it up. We got plenty of time. We got some time tonight on a Friday night. You know what I mean? I know you Jet fans are probably excited too. The season is starting. So come through. Let's do it. Let's do it. You know what I mean? And also, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button to Born for Sports. I will appreciate it, much appreciated. Yes, sir. You're going to want to keep it locked on this YouTube channel. We cover it all, sports, and especially New York sports. And hit the like button. Yeah, hit that like button. It's real quick. Hit the like button. Let the algorithm know. We are in the building talking New York Giants football, New York Giants versus New York Jets, and it is going to be a little fun tonight. We got some things to talk about. We're going to be in the in-game action. We're going to be in the in-game action, watching. We're going to have some topics. And also, we are going to we're going to talk about the 53-man final roster, the tentative 53-man final roster with this podcast tonight and this live stream as well. So, hey, as the New York Giants are getting ready to receive the kickoff to out the gate. The Jets are kicking. Gibson will field it from his own 1 yard line. Big hole, nice return up to near the 40-yard line. So here we go. We're off to a solid start. Now, the big news here today is Jackson Dart and most of the starters are said to not play tonight. And I got some questions about that in a moment. We're going to hit the chat real quick. Yes, sir. Sammy Bones in the building. Salute, Sammy. What's goody? What's goody? Good to see you. Where you been at, man? Where you been all summer? I've been trying to find you, bro. I've been hoping you come jump on the stream and come check us out and come talk some football, man. He says, yo, what up, Born for Sports? Let's go, New York Giants. I'm feeling good. I'm good with the squad. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good myself as the first play of the game. Looks like they went to number 88. And for no gain, actually looks like a loss. I don't know what they're doing there. But Jamal, I'm sorry, Jameis Gibson. Oh, that's Gibson, yeah. So Jameis Winston threw the pass to Gibson, and that's a loss of 4. So, yeah, man, I'm feeling good about the squad as well, man. I think this is going to be a nice year for these New York Giants, man. They just got to stay healthy, as always in the NFL realm. And Winston goes play fake, rolls out left, looking, gets hit, incomplete. So it'll be third and long. Third and long. Will be interesting to see what the New York Giants do here on 3rd and 14. So obviously this ain't going well out the gate on the first drive, but I want to definitely talk about this. Yeah, this was a play fake. He rolled left, nobody open. Pressure was good from the Jets side. As the Jets are not playing starters, they don't have a lot of good starters out there. Neither do New York Giants. They got their backups. So this is going to be a war of backups tonight. Definitely going to be a war of the backups tonight, y'all. Yes, sir. Let's see here. 3rd and 14. Winston, plenty of time. Throws off the hands and intercepted. I hope that wasn't Odell, man. I hope that wasn't Odell hands, man. Let's see what happened here. Not a good start there for this Giant offense for the backups, man. Yeah, really good protection. Yeah, that was Odell. He slipped. He slipped making his cut. He slipped and he tried to get his hands up at the last moment and went right off his hands. That is not going to help Odell's chances. Jesus Christ. Just unlucky. Just unlucky there. Just unlucky there. Absolutely unlucky, man. So Jets take over. Oh, man. Jets take over here. And it's a handoff. Cuts back. Chip trade him near the first down marker. Jesus, Odell, you got to get that, man. You got to get your hands up. It's just an unfortunate thing, man, because he slipped coming in his break and he's making his route and he slipped on the turf and the ball went off his hands. Just sucks. Jesus Christ. And I want Odell on this team, man, but just not good right there. It's just not good. That led to an interception. My guy Cliff checking in, Mr. Jet Fan. He says, checking in, ready for the annual non-alcoholic beer. That's the New York MetLife Bowl, LOL. Yeah, man. I mean, we wish this was regular season where it would be more fun. And if it was a Giant home game, you know yours truly would be there with the rest of the Section 330 crew. And I definitely would want you to be there. And I know you'll find your way there, bro. But, yeah, it is what it is. So we got some things to talk about tonight. As we see, it is a 1st and 10 as the Jets did pick up a first down on that run. So two run plays for the New York Jets. And off the turnover, and they are in field goal position. Handoff again. Fakes it to the outside. Deontay Banks misses a tackle and falls forward for a gain of maybe 6 or 7. So the Jets are moving the ball here. They're moving the ball here against these backup defensive linemen here on the Giants. Let's see here. Good blocking. Yeah, number 33. Carl Banks calling him out. He did not do well on that one. Yeah, just everybody not even holding assignments there. So 2nd and 3. Clubbing hands off again. This time the New York Giants more stout, has nowhere much to run, but close to a first down. So I want to talk about this as far as the active list. Jackson Dart, most of the stars on the team will not play. Is this a mistake? I think I wanted, because I wanted to see the start. I wanted to see Jackson Dart get some reps tonight. I did. I wanted to see Jackson Dart get some reps. I wanted to see these starters get some reps. So I think in that sense, it is a mistake. I do. Because I think that they need the reps, clearly. And on 3rd down, the Giant defense stout, but he leaned forward for the first down. So another first down for the New York Jets. But I felt like the fact that they didn't play in week 2 last week, and they had and I know the joint practices and so forth, but I felt like it would have been a good idea for the Giants to at least get a quarter tonight. At least. I tweeted about this morning. I said I would like to see Jackson Dart play. New offense, the starters as well. I think they needed to get more reps, in-game reps, with a new offense to look good, especially Jackson Dart, man. I mean, like the Giants the Giants backups and third stringers, they played very well last week against the Miami Dolphins. But let's be honest, the Miami Dolphins did, and I'm not taking away from the performance because it was solid and I love what I saw. It shows the Giants got depth. But the starters didn't play last week. So you're going to just go about what? It's 2 more weeks. After tonight, we got to wait 2 more weeks for them to play week 1. So are you really, really confident that they're going to come out firing in all cylinders? I don't know, man. I would have preferred the Giants get some reps tonight with this especially the first team offense. There was a lot of veteran players that I do not want to see play. But I felt like this would have been beneficial for this New York Giant team. And a handoff again, and the Giants stout once again. Maybe a gain of 2 or 3 yards. So the Jets have yet to throw a pass since getting the turnover. So the starting defense, you got Bobby Jamison, Travis, Fotu, Alexander, and Golston up front. Golston is a guy to watch. He's been getting more reps, played very well last week. So Deontay Banks and Adebo starting tonight, which is very interesting. So listen, there's a lot to talk about there. You know, Giants have some questions, some position battles. I think that are basically going to be settled tonight if they haven't been already. So finally, Klubnik low snap, drops back, rolls out, looking to pass. Now he wants to run close to a first down, so it'll be third and short. But I really wanted to see the starters play. I think that's something that the Giants are going to probably have some problems with in week one now against the Cowboys. We got to hope that they come out firing, man. I don't know. But Jets also, I think the Jets also not playing their starters also was a factor. Maybe John Harbaugh just said, you know what, if they're not going to play their starters, you got backups in there trying to make a name. Might be a little too risky, with a late hit or an injury or whatever to these guys. So I'm going to hold them out. Another handoff, falling forward close to the goal line. It'll be second and goal at the 2 or 3 yard line. So the Jets are driving, looking to punch it in here, unless the Giant defensive backups hold stop. Cliff says we ain't bad. We ain't had no interceptions all last season. Now we got 3 in the preseason. Shaking my head, only the Jets. Well, hey, listen, something is better than nothing, Cliff. Something's better than nothing. That Jet defense, they got a lot of questions, man. I don't know how good they're gonna be when the season starts. And a handoff, and he is stopped. Kelly stops him at the goal line. Nice tackle by Kelly. It was him and the ball carrier there, and he did a good job tackling. So it'll be third and goal at around the 1 yard line. So Giant defense fighting here. The backups fighting at the goal line against this Jet offense. So let's see what happens. Golston holding the edge, and Kelly cleaned up and made the play. So nice play by Kelly there. 6th round pick, looking good. I like that. I like that a lot. So let's stay with the inaction. Actually, they called it second and goal. I thought it was third and goal. So second and goal here. Another handoff, and he is close to the goal line, and he is in for the touchdown. They late on the call here. So it is now officially a touchdown. So the Jets capitalize on the turnover. Looked like they wanted nothing to do with throwing the ball, and that ain't gonna make you feel good as a Giant fan that, with all the questions on the run defense, that they just went down the field after the turnover and just ran it basically every play and still got a touchdown. Even though it is the backups and not the starters, but that don't make you feel too great on that. Looks like the Giant defense is they already preparing for week one, but on that drive, but it is what it is. Let's see what they do with a better field, with a longer field. So anyway, I just wish we would have played our starters tonight, y'all. I just wish we would have, and it would have been nice to see, but not something the Giants are doing tonight, so we got to live with it. So, hey, listen, if we come out rusty week one, we'll look back in the fact that the starting offensive players and defensive players, for the most part, haven't played since week one. They basically only had maybe a quarter and a half of total football. So looks like John Harbaugh just saying, you know what, I'm not going to risk any more injuries. And you know what? That goes to my next topic, because you know what? This might be one of the reasons why Harbaugh made the decision. Big news this week from the Giants. Calvin Austin tragically injured in Tuesday practice, out for the season. Really a serious injury from what everybody is reporting here. Serious injury with his knee. ACL was the initial guess it would have been. And then it turned out that it was even more serious than that, as he has several different ligament damage in that knee. Even with ACL. So it's going to be a long roll back for the young man. And, it sucks. You don't want to see that. You don't want to hear about players on any team getting hurt, especially key players that, your team had plans for. And obviously, the New York Giants had some plans for Calvin Austin. He was the slot receiver. He was going to have that slot role. For the most part, even during OTAs, training camp, a lot, even back in West Virginia, a lot of A lot of reports from the media beat writers were saying how much Calvin Austin had some good chemistry with Jackson Dart, that he clearly separated himself as uh, a major player in this wide receiver position battle, and he was most likely going to be the slot receiver. So that changes a lot for the New York Giants, but I mean, it's good that it happened now, because the Giants have time to implement things, and I think the Giants will be fine. I still think they'll be fine in the wide receiver room because obviously they can move Isaiah Likely, who is a weapon. He's tight end one, but he's also a weapon. He's an X factor. You can move him around in a lot of different formations. You know, in Nagy's offense, Matt Nagy's offense, he could play the big nickel role. I'm sorry, not the big nickel role, the big slot receiver on nickel role, on nickel downs for on defensively when they have to stop him. So yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I can also see when Malik Neighbors gets healthy, him going into the slot in a lot of formations in this offense because, hey, let's be honest. Let's be honest. In college and LSU, a lot of his big plays, they moved him around in LSU, and a lot of his big plays was in the slot. Now, that's not to say a healthy Malik Neighbors can't play well in any position because he's shown he can. But, I would assume they'll move him around. We could see Odell Beckham in there if he makes this team. And there's some formations. We could see Braxton Berrios, maybe not a lot based on his injury history and things like that. If he makes the team, as Najee Harris gets the handoff, and that's something I want to see tonight. Najee Harris getting his first reps since being injured last year, as he signed, was it about 12 days ago, and now he's getting reps tonight. So that's a good sign. But yeah, man, that's something unfortunate. Calvin Austin missing. So maybe that might have spooked Harbaugh into, maybe spooked is not the right choice of words, but maybe that influenced his decision to not play the starters tonight. He just say, you know what, we can't afford anything else. As Najee Harris gets the pitch on the toss and gets a nice run to the first down. Nice run. Najee Harris, the plowing back, looks like he's ready to rock. Nice blocking by the offensive line, and took a big hit. Darius Slayton getting snaps. That's something that we have to talk about as well. As Darius Slayton playing week 3 with all these starters out, might mean something, might not, but not something I expected when I saw that these guys are not going to be in on the active list today. Winston drops back, quick step, drop, and it's over the head of Fedoni. Looked like Fedoni wasn't quite out of his break yet. So not on the same page there. It's the replay. I don't know if it went through his hand. He just didn't get to his spot. Yeah, he just didn't get his hands up. He was there. He just didn't get his hands up. He was there. He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for the ball. Fedoni's got to make that play. That ain't gonna help him. He's got to be there. That ball is where it's supposed to be on time. You got to be there. You got to be ready to catch that ball. So he didn't get it that time. So 2nd and 10. The New York Giants have the ball near midfield. Handoff again. Harris breaks a tackle, and he is stopped for no gain. That time the Jet defense stopped him, and it'll be 3rd down. See, those are plays that Fedoni, that's not going to look good for you trying to make this team, bro. Unless you settle for practice squad love, because that ball was on time by Winston, and you were ready to catch it, and that's not good. So now we got a 3rd and long, 3rd and 10 here. Harbaugh don't look too happy right now. They showed a replay of him on there. So 3rd and 10. Winston. Good time for Winston. Fire is complete. Odell with the sliding catch. There we go, baby. Let's go. And Odell showing some emotion. That's what I'm talking about, baby. You know he was mad at himself, y'all. You know he was mad at himself when he slipped on his route and then that ball went off his hands for a turnover. So good play. And on the replay, you could see it. Good offensive line pass blocking, and Najee sticking his head in there, pause, and pass protection good on pass pro. And Tyrone Tracy, that ain't good on your side. Seeing that. Hopefully you'll take that in. And Najee cuts it back for a good run. Oh, breaking tackles near 10-yard gain, near the first down. Boy, Najee Harris looking good, man. He looking good tonight. I know it's the Jet backups and stuff, but he looking good tonight. He looking like he got them fresh legs coming off that Achilles injury last season. So I see why the Giants signed him. Yeah, he's going to be a big part of this team. I would not be surprised if he's RB2, man. I really wouldn't, because of the style of play that John Harbaugh is envisioning with this running back by committee. And it will be running back by committee as Tracy's in the game now. He takes a handoff. Nice cutback, good yardage. Nice gain of 6-7 yards. So a good run by Tyrone Tracy. Good run. Good run there. And I'll be honest, I don't want to see Tyrone Tracy phased out of this offense, because I think he can play. I think he can help this offense in a running back by committee type of offensive rushing attack here, man. He's got it. He can do it. He can do it. He can do it. Nice blocking by Maui Noah, by the way, on that play. So Winston goes shotgun with Tracy in the backfield. Play fake, rolls to his left, lets it go deep. Berrios back there, but double cover, incomplete. So he took a shot. He went for Berrios. Yeah, Jameis, I'm going to need you to look for Odell on plays like that. Not Braxton Berrios on a double team jump ball, bro. Let's not do that. Let's not do that, Jameis. I don't like the decision there. Clearly double covered, bro. Come on. Clearly he was double covered. So I don't like the decision there. So 2nd and 10, man. 2nd and 10 there. We're going to stick with this real quick. The Giants are driving. They are at the Jet 25-yard line, so they are in field goal. And Darius Slayton is in the game. Very interesting to see that. And Harris gets another handoff, cuts it back up the middle, gets a nice gain of 5-6 yards. It'll be 3rd and manageable. Nice. Nice. I got to say, I like the offensive line. They're moving them. J.C. Davis, who had a tremendous performance, I thought, last week against Miami, where he played every snap at left tackle. And he had a tremendous game last week. He's looking good. Obviously, Runyon is in there. He's another starter. JMS is getting snaps. And Maui Noah as well. So, and Membo. So, nice to see here. Nice to see. So, we got 3rd and 7. Winston drops back. Good time. Lets it go. Complete. Berrios inside the 5. Is that a fumble? That looked like he was down. Was he down? Jesus Christ. Berrios, are you serious, dude? Jeez. Braxton Berrios. So 2 guys fighting for an Odell and Berrios. Oh, yeah, that's a clear fumble. He just fumbled it. He got the ball punched out. So, of course, after the Austin news, and 2 guys fighting for their lives on this position battle, give us 2 turnovers in the first 2 tries. You can't make it up, man. You can't make it up. So Odell slipping on his route on the first drive, ball goes off his hands, interception. And now Berrios inside the 5-yard line, about to be a 1st and goal, makes the catch, and he fumbles the ball. You can't make it up. You can't make it up, man. You can't make it up. Well, anyway, let's get to some talk here. My 53-man roster prediction. Listen, before I give these predictions, these are guys that I think it's a combination of things. First of all, it's tentative, because we all know that there's a lot that can happen between now and cut day and leading up to week 1. So a lot of times we see around the league, even after 53-man roster goes in and they make cuts, that doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be the exact 53-man roster come week 1 kickoff. So, hey, this is tentative. This is what I would do and what I want to see done if I'm the New York Giants right now. Right now. Obviously, trades can happen from now until then. Cuts, unexpected cuts, things like that. But this is what I see. So I'm going to start it off with the specials, because you can't talk about specials with a John Harbaugh coach team without it meaning something. Now, obviously, I feel like they'll keep 3 here, as there's only 3 to keep. The punter, the long snapper and the kicker. For the punter, obviously Jordan Stout will be the punter. He is an all-pro caliber punter. Got a big deal, highest paid punter in the league in the offseason. He's the punter. Long snapper, Ben Man, obviously is going to get that job. He's been basically the only long snapper I've seen of note, if you pay attention to those things, the entire training camp and preseason. And also the kicker job, which has been the big topic and the big one here. Dominic Savada. I want him to be the kicker, and I think he's won this job. If you're going off strictly performance, he wins the job. If you're going off experience, then you go with Ben Sauls, because he did a solid job last year down the stretch late in the year when he was signed to the squad last year. He did a solid job. But this is a true kicker competition. I just think this kid is the more talented and better kicker. I just think he is. Okay? He's got a stronger leg. He was very good in college. He's got a stronger leg, incomplete on the first pass from the Jets. So it'll be 2nd and 10. But and in training camp, I saw a tally. They said he's made 90. I believe I saw today, 91 of 99 kicks from training camp tally on to the entire basically OTAs and training camp throughout the summer, something to that number. Very good percentage. Very good percent. I might be off on the exact math, but this is what I saw. He has clearly won the job. Won the job. So I want to see this kid get his shot. Now, if you tell me I wake up after cut day and the Giants sign a more experienced kicker, a better name, I'll live with that. But if we're just judging off this position battle, Dominic Savada is clearly the better kicker and more talented option. And I want to see this kid play. I want to see him. I wouldn't mind seeing him tonight. I mean, he's booming kicks 60 plus yards, 65 plus yards in practice. I mean, that's a weapon in today's NFL. You need kickers like that. Now, they've given him a chance to kick the other ones, which are the gimmies. And that'll be 3rd down, dump it off to the tight end, and the Jets will come out to punt. So a 3-and-out by the Giant defense after that turnover at the 5-yard line. So let's see what the Giants cook up on offense, bringing it back. So, yeah, man, he's done a good job in training camp. He's done a good job in preseason. Had his chance last week finally. Kicked some good ones, even the gimmies, even the 40-something yarders, the 30-something yarders. He kicked them with plenty of legs. So I think if this is truly what John Harbaugh wants to do, picking between these two kickers, Savada's clearly the option. You go there. Clearly the option. As there's a flag down and Barrios was run into and interfered with on the punt return. So that'll be a nice chunk added to the kick for the Giants. The Giants will get good field position coming in after this call here. So let's stay with this right here. Look at the replay. Clearly, he ran into him. He wasn't blocked. He ran into him. Yeah. Stiggers, number 37. Clearly an idiot. Knocks the guy down. So fair catch interference. Giants to get an extra 15 yards, so a nice chunk. Solid field position to start the drive. Solid field position. And it's so 6-0 right now, going into the timeout, into a TV timeout. So, I want to see this kid play, y'all. I want to see him win the job. If you're not going to go out there and give me a more experienced, better kicker, then this is the kid you play, and I want to see if he got it. The New York Giants might finally solve the kicker riddle that we have been struggling for years under Brian Dable's tutelage and leadership. Okay. We might finally have found one. So I want to see this kid get the job. Let's see him get the job. So let's see what happens. Ben Sauls, they could sign him to the practice squad, after cutting him. If you want to do that, sign him to the practice squad. If he doesn't go out there and get claimed by another team or something, I don't think he would mind going to the practice squad. But I think Savada is definitely the guy you want to see. That kid deserves it. He was good at Michigan. He had a really good leg, very powerful leg. Despite an up-and-down season last year throughout his career in Michigan, he's used to the cold weather elements, kicking, obviously, up there. So, hey, He'll learn the wins in MetLife. Give this kid a shot. I want to see him. Wouldn't it be beautiful, y'all? Wouldn't it be beautiful as a Giant fan that with all of the turmoil in the kicking position over the years under Brian Dable, that in week 1, this kid comes out there and booms a 60-yarder to beat the Cowboys? Talk about poetic justice. That would be a beautiful thing. I will have more confidence in that kid making that kick than Ben Sauls because he just has the stronger legs. So let's see what happens there. Now, safeties, I'm keeping 4. I think we should keep 4 safeties. Obviously, it looks like Javon Holland and Tyler Nubin are the starters here, and you got Darius Washington as well and Jason Pinnock. Javon Holland, he hasn't played basically the entire preseason, basically. So big year coming for him. Obviously, they gave him a big contract. He's going to play. He's going to be a starter. He's also been voted one of the team captains this year and a part of the team council news this week. So obviously, he's going to go out there and get his opportunity to play. Obviously, Denard Wilson, who the DB background is serious. He's comfortable with him. We got to trust in it. Harbaugh trusts in it. Javon Holland, big year for Javon Holland. He did not have a good year last year, but I am going to choose to look at that as a guy who has had a good track record in being signed as a big free agent in Miami. Him coming here under that war criminal of a defensive freaking coordinator, that dope schmuck Shane Bowen. Obviously, a lot of players did not fit as Winston play fakes, dumps it off to the fullback. Number 47 takes about a 2-yard gain. So it'll be 2nd and long for the Giants on this drive. So I think that'll be it for Javon Holland. This is a big year for him. He's got to show that he's worth the money he got paid. And in this scheme, I think if he can't do well in this scheme, then there's a big problem. There's a big problem there. Also, Tyler Nubin, who I think is the story in the safety group in training camp here in preseason. He has looked more comfortable. He has talked that way. He has said it in the past. As Tyrone Tracy with a big run, big gain of about an 18-yard to 20-yard gain, first down. Nice run by Tyrone Tracy. Good blocking by this offensive line, man. Good blocking by this offensive line. That was a nice hole they opened up there. Nice hole on the left side. Let's see. You got Stinney and you got Maui Noah pulling. Big giant hole. Boy, I love watching Maui Noah block. If we just keep that kid healthy, man, he is going to be a force. Aaron Stinney also doing well there. Nice play. Let's stick with it right here. Giants are driving inside the Jet 30. So here we are again. Winston, play fake. Plenty of time. Let's it go. Complete. Odell with the sliding catch. First down, baby. You love to see it. Inside the 10. Let's go, baby. And he points it. Yeah. That's what I want to see. Let's go, Odell. Let's go, Odell. Let's go. Nice route. Not a great ball, but Winston had to fit it in that zone. And he put it only where Odell can get it. And a nice grab by Odell. Going to it. See, he can still play this game, folks. He may not be the explosive all-pro Odell, but he is still a solid receiver, and he will help this team. He's got to make this team. Handoff, Tracy up the gut, into the end zone, and that is a touchdown. Tyrone Tracy with some good runs here. Good for Tyrone Tracy. That's a good development. Good for him. Because Najee Harris looked good in his turn, and now Tracy running the ball up the gut. Tremendous blocking and good push by this offensive line interior here. Let's see. We got Stinney on the kick out. Number 62 as well. The backup, what's that? The backup center. Good power. Tracy getting it in. Membo. Good job by this Giant offensive line. So the Giants tie the game at 6. Extra point coming up here. Savada's in. Let's see if he makes his extra point as we were just talking about him. Let's see it. All right, kick is right down the middle straight. Good job by the New York Giant offensive line and good job by this Giant offense. Nice job. Don't forget, y'all, Odell Beckham set that drive up very well with that big catch inside the 10. Nice play, and it helped out his quarterback. He didn't do him favors on that interception earlier when the ball went off his hands when he slipped on his route. But that time, he got down there, good target, and he caught the ball. Good job by by Odell Beckham there, and a great job by Tyrone Tracy. He's looking real good, man. He's looking real good. Good run, show some good push, some good power offensive line as well. Good things on that drive. Like it. I like it. But as they're in commercial break, Tyler Nubin, as I mentioned before, has been the story in the safety room. He has talked openly about how he is more comfortable in this scheme as opposed to his 2 years under Shane Bowen. He said he feels comfortable. They're making him let him play more free. Denard Wilson doing a good job. He's talked very good about Tyler Nubin. Very good news that we can get Nubin straight. Very good news. Very good news for this group. So I think Javon Holland and Tyler Nubin are probably the starters. Darius Washington, former Baltimore Raven, played under John Harbaugh. He has been solid coming back off of injury and in training camp that he is good. He has showed in his role. He has had a very good camp. Very good camp. Very good in the preseason. He's been a guy around the ball. I liked that signing if he was healthy as a nice piece for that back end as insurance. I like it. He has played well this summer. So I think obviously he's going to be on the team. And Jason Pinnock, veteran safety, not a stranger to the New York Giants. Not a stranger to the New York Giants. He left the New York Giants when Shane Bowen got here under Wink. He played very well. He's also commented how comfortable he is in this scheme with Denard Wilson. He is in this scheme with Denard Wilson as well. Okay, how it's very similar to the scheme that he ran with Wink. So that's a solid goal right there. I think Pinnock will be a piece on here in this room as well. Veteran player, has some solid seasons here with the New York Giants when he was on the wing. I think he's going to make the team as well. Let's go to the cornerback room. Now, this is where it gets interesting here. I got the Giants keeping 6 corners here, 6 cornerbacks. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, we got to talk about Paulson Adebo. Paulson Adebo, who didn't even start tonight and has not started for most of the preseason, is clearly in the doghouse. Clearly in the doghouse with Denard Wilson and John Harbaugh. Clearly. Okay. First of all, during OTA sessions, he missed a big report day. He missed it. Giants had to freaking contact him, try to find him. Yes, it was voluntary, but he was the only one that did not show up for voluntary. So right there, you got a new coach. You got a new coach with the ilk of John Harbaugh, and you don't show up, even when as the only guy not in attendance, not a good look. Not good optics for your side of things. That's number one. So that started off rocky. Clearly, it is shown in OTAs when he did come. He struggled with fitting in with the scheme with Denard Wilson and in OTAs and in training camp. And it's gotten to the point where now we're seeing Deontay Banks ahead of him in this position battle as he was starting last week and started tonight, even though he is starting tonight with Adebo. But this is clearly the reason why he's starting. A guy signed and with the contract that Adebo has to be the number one corner. You're one of the only starters in the defense tonight in week 3 of the preseason where no one's playing out of the starters and you're still out there. That's 2 reasons. Number one, showcase. They're showcasing them in case somebody wants to try to make a trade because maybe they're comfortable with the cornerback room they have already or a move they want to make or they're targeting. Maybe a trade for a cornerback. And I know there's been some Christian Gonzalez rumors I've seen on the internet. I believe it when I see it. Would I love to have Christian Gonzalez from the Patriots? Absolutely. But they haven't put him on the block. And you know that the Patriots are going to want a lot for him. You know what I mean? Will the Giants be convinced that that's a piece they really, really want? Because if you do that, you have to pay him. So that's 2 dynamics to that. So I'm going to just wait and see. I'm not counting my chickens on that. Now, if he gets the free agency, obviously, after the season, that's a different conversation. That's a different conversation for one of the best corners in football. But I am not sold that the New England Patriots are looking to trade him for. And if they do, that it's going to be, a reasonable trade they're going to be looking for as he's in a holdout with his team. So we'll see on that. But That could be a situation where Debo's being showcased. Maybe they want to move him. As you see, the New York Giants are making moves. They're trading off offensive linemen with who we thought had no value on this team and getting something back. So you never know what's in the works right now with Harbaugh and Joe Shane right now. Also, number two, they are not convinced that he should even make the team. They're not even convinced that they want to let him make the team. They might be considering cutting him. Yeah, this is a real conversation here that he's out here. So that's very interesting. However, if they do not cut him, and if they do not cut him, I do think he is going to make this team. I think depth wise, it makes sense to keep him if you don't find something better. So I do have him making the team, but this is something that I could have put an asterisk on and say tentative. So we'll see on that. I don't know if he's even going to start, even if he does. So I don't even have him as a starter at this point. We will see going forward. We'll see week one. Greg Newsome, I have on this team. I think he has clearly been, from what I've read, the most consistent corner in the cornerback room for John Harbaugh and Denard Wilson's defense. This is what I have taken from the reports that I've read throughout the summer, throughout OTAs. I have read that he has been the most consistent corner there. So I have him as one of the starters come week one. I do. I think he makes the team. He's a guy that is on a prove-it deal. He signed a one-year deal. He did not have a good year. Really a good 2 years under Cleveland and Jacksonville the last 2 years. So he's got something to prove. And clearly he is satisfying the coaching staff to make this team and to be a starter. I think he's one of the starting cornerbacks come week one. Colton Hood, obviously, second-round pick. Not ready to play yet as the Jets dump off the play to the running back, wide open, first down, big game into Giant territory. So the Jets are driving right now. So I think Colton Hood eventually is going to be a major contributor on this team as the season goes on. Now, right now, clearly he's not ready to be a starter right now. But the kid is talented. He's a second-round pick. And I still think I would not be surprised if by week 4 or 5 and this kid is getting it with this playbook and he's getting more comfortable. Would it shock me to see him as a starter? It would not. It would not. It would not. So we'll see on that. Obviously, he will make the team. He will be a major contributor as the season goes on. Drew Phillips, I think he is so as pass is intercepted. Zaire Barnes with the interception. Good play. Zaire Barnes, and we're going to talk about this guy in a minute. Good preseason he's having and a good play. That is definitely going to help his case making his team. It's going to help his case. Nice play. He dropped back in coverage. He fooled the rookie quarterback Klubnik and jumped the iron on the tight end and picked off the ball. So Giants even up the turnover battle as Zaire Barnes makes the play and gets the interception. So as they go to a TV timeout. Good job by the linebacker there, Barnes, for the New York Giants. So Drew Phillips, hey, I think clearly he has won the slot cornerback job. I think he's healthy enough. And we all know the situation with Drew. Drew is a dog. He is a fighter. He is a tough dude. Tough dude around the line of scrimmage. He is one of the best cornerbacks who rack up the TFLs, tackle for losses in the line of scrimmage. He's really good on run defense. And as my guy Big Dash, as you know, if you watch his streams as well, he's talked about it. He says the truth as well, and I agree with him to a fullest. 15 yards and in. 15 yards and in. Drew a dog. Drew a dog. He gonna make plays for you. But when you get out there in space with him, he struggles in coverage. He struggles with one-on-one, man-to-man, and locating the ball, man. So, I do think, though, Drew Phillips has a role on this team, and I think he is clearly the slot corner job is his. He will be in there, and I think he's on this team, obviously. Deonte Banks. This is tough for me to say because this is tough for me to accept, but I have to go by what I see and what I'm hearing. And when I say this, it's not that I want to be right. Because I don't trust Deonte Banks for shit. I don't. He's got a lot to prove to me and to Giant Nation, as far as I'm concerned, to be comfortable that this version we're hearing he is in training camp and what the coaching staff is saying about him and how he's looked in preseason, which, to be fair, he's looked good in preseason. He's looked solid. I'll say he's looked solid. I'll leave it at that. He's looked solid. Much better than I've seen him since his rookie year so far. And it's only preseason. I'm not getting crazy. But I want to be wrong about him. I want him to be good because it makes the Giants good, and I want to win. I want to win. Just like when Daniel Jones was here. I wasn't a believer in Daniel Jones for the most part. I wasn't. But I wanted to be wrong because I want to win. I want to be wrong about Deonte Banks. I want to be wrong about him. So hopefully, if there is a God out there for us New York Giant Nation, Deonte Banks, this version of him can be tolerated and be on this team because I do think he will be on this team. And I would not be surprised based on what I'm hearing. He's a starter. Jameis Winston drops back, goes deep, and he's got Odell. Gotta be catched by Odell. What a catch! Or did he touch the ground? He might have touched the ground. Let's see they get a replay. What a play. Jameis just led him a little too far. Beckham had a touchdown here, man. Come on. Yeah, he didn't hold it in. He just couldn't hold on. That was a tough play. Jeez, he just could not hold on completing the catch. He slid. He just couldn't hold it with one hand. Damn it, Jameis. If you would have just let him just a little bit less, that is a touchdown, man. Harris gets the handoff. Jesus. But again, you see it with Odell. You see it. It's there. It's there. A better throw, he gets it. Now, of course, he get his hands on it. You got to make the play. But that was a tough catch. He had to dive, and he had his ball in the hands. He just could not hold on to it and complete as he hit the ground. He almost had it. He held it down with one hand. He just could not hold it on. Obviously, that's a catch. Prime Odell, that's an easy catch. That's a touchdown because he runs under that. Jesus Christ. That was just that would have been great to see. Great to see. God damn it. Go back to it. Run it back. 3rd and 7. Winston drops back and is sacked. Good coverage there, I guess, by the Jets. We'll see the replay. Damn, I wish he would have had that play. Odell almost had it. That would have been a great catch. That would have been a great catch, man. He had it. He had the defender beat by 10 yards, man. Yeah, there was nowhere to throw the ball. Good coverage by the Jets. Had Odell and the rest of the receivers running crosses. Just nowhere to go. Not enough time for something to develop. So good job by the Jet defense. Even though they got lucky on the play before. They got lucky as Odell had him beat for a touchdown. But it is what it is. As I mentioned, Deonte Banks, as there's a flag on the play on this return, Jets will be tackled there. Deonte Banks has had a solid summer. And I want to be wrong about the guy. I am not fooled. It's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot, folks, for me to get comfortable with Deonte Banks. It just is what it is. I'm not comfortable with him. But if he plays like this, he's tolerable for the season. So let's hope that the way he's playing in training camp and preseason is a thing to come. And I'm going to say it right now. And I tweeted this, man. And I said it. I actually even said it in the last live stream we did last week. If Denard Wilson can make Deonte Banks a formidable cornerback, you know what? He deserves a head coaching job, folks. He deserves a head coaching job if he turns Deonte Banks into the potential he was as a first-round pick. If he can unlock Deonte Banks to the potential of a first-round pick and get the quitter gene out of him that he possesses, the quitter gene that I saw by my own eyes at MetLife Stadium, that I will never get over for too many games that I saw him doing it. If he can get the quitter gene extinct from this man's DNA and turn him into the first-round pick that he is, then Denard Wilson deserves a head coaching job, and I'll leave it at that. Also, with the final spot at the cornerback position, I got Art Green. Yes, I got Art Green. And because he brings special teams value. And he's he's not afraid to mix it up when he's out there. For the starters, as that ball is down at the one, it looks like the one, or did it touch the goal line? And it touched the goal line. So almost a good play there. Boy, Stout, he's a great punter, man. It was batted in by number 53, but they just could not hold it out. That was a good job by Stout. It's just his coverage team just couldn't keep it out the goal line, but that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, man, I got R. Green as the final spot on this cornerback grouping on the 53-man roster. I think that he brings special teams value, and not for none, he had some solid snaps down the stretch last year for this defense under Shane Bowen, but it was solid snaps down the stretch last year, and I know it was in a lost season, but he looked like, he could be his little solid back end of the rotation there, back end of the depth chart guy, but mostly for his special teams value. And when you have a John Harbaugh coach team, special teams value means something. So I can see him definitely getting that last spot and making his team as a sixth corner for that reason, special team. Now, the outside linebackers position group, I got us keeping four, and obviously we're going to talk about the three obvious. Brian Burns, All-Pro. Hey, enough said. The great Brian Burns, baby. Yes, sir. A big year upcoming, I think, for Mr. Brian Burns. Obviously, he's going to be there. He's a starter. Abdul Carter, obviously. We've heard the talk. He has looked very good. The coaching staff is raving about him. He's been really good in the preseason as well, and in training camp and as well. So obviously, I think he's going to be a starter. And it's also interesting that on the unofficial depth chart, they list Abdul Carter and Kayvon Thibodeau together as co-starters. So obviously that means Tibbs is going to make this team. Obviously, he's not getting traded. I know there was some foolery about trade talk. Even I saw last week people trying to throw stuff out there, seeing what sticks. Kayvon Thibodeau's going nowhere. He's on this team. He's got a place on this team. He's going to be on this team, okay? He's making the team, obviously, and he's going to be a major factor for this team. As we know, this giant pass rush, the bread will be buttered on this defense with that pass rush, man. And Kayvon Thibodeau, Abdul Carr, Brian Burns are big pieces in that. Now, with the last spot on the outside linebackers, which is fitting enough because he had a big play tonight, and he's been making plays in the entire preseason and training camp. He had a big interception tonight, which led to the Giants getting that drive for that new. Well, they didn't get score on that drive, but turned over the ball and even the turnover battle tonight. But Zaire Barnes, man, I got him as a guy making this team as the fourth outside linebacker. I think he brings special teams value because of that. He brings some solid special teams value as well. And again, I keep saying it, John Harbaugh, he loves his special teams with his special teams background. He's paying attention to all that. And I think he has made some plays on the starting defense as well in preseason. So that helps his case to make the team. And the fact he can play special teams, I think he's going to make this team, and I want to see him make this team. That's what I would do. So salute to Zaire Barnes making a play tonight, making me look good on this stream too. So let's see if that comes to fruition. But I got him as the fourth outside linebacker. Now, obviously, the inside linebacker, which is to me as strong a position as I have seen the New York Giants have with this group in a long time. And if you know New York Giant football history, linebacker position is something that is very rich traditionally in point of attack football, New York Giant football history over the years. You think back to Harry Carson. You think back to even Antonio Pierce. You think back to even the greats before our time. Okay? Before our time. The list goes on and on with this tradition. And I think that this group right here has the potential to be special. I really do, especially the starters, man. Tremaine Edmonds, obviously big free agent. He'll have the green dot, captain of the defense. As Klubnik throws the ball away, it'll be 3rd and 9 on that drive. He's going to be the starter. Obviously, big free agent deal. Has not played a snap in preseason, but he is a veteran player. I would have liked to see him get a few snaps in the preseason, obviously, but Harbaugh kept him out. He'll be ready to go week 1. We'll see how that goes. And obviously, the rookie, Arvell Reese. Arvell Reese, who every time he's been out there has shown a little more excitement, out there, flying around the ball. He even doing it on special teams where he's been a menace. The kid's just a menace, man. And I said this when we drafted him, when I did a draft video for my draft grades after the draft. He's a menace. That's what he's here to be. He's a violent, young, athletic linebacker player who can go sideline to sideline, who obviously can rush the passer. You're going to see him on rushing downs along with Brian Burns, along with Abdul Carter, along with Kayvon Thibodeau. It's going to be really fun to watch when this kid play, man, and hopefully develop. It's just a matter how long will it take for him to get comfortable in the regular season under this defense, because there will be growing pains. Let's be fair, folks. As much as we love what we see from Arvell Reese, there will be rookie growing pains at times. But man, when it clicks, it's gonna be fun to watch. It's gonna be fun to watch. As Klubnik flushed out of the pocket, being rushed on 3rd down, and he throws it away. So Jets will be punting here. It's gonna be fun. And I can't wait to see it. And I know Giant Nation, I know you can't wait to see it as well. Micah McFadden, perfect. I think a perfect 3rd linebacker, inside linebacker in this group. Um, he can be a solid starter. You know, he could be a solid starter. You know, when he's playing upright. It's about injuries and can he stop his missed tackle-itis that he has at times. But for the most part, he is a solid linebacker. I think this is perfect for his role as the 3rd guy. I think that is perfect for him. He's a solid player. This group is really good, I think. I like this group a lot. And then, of course, Jack Kelly, who also made a play tonight at the goal line, brings special teams value, has pass rush experience in college, okay, and is a solid prospect, I think. He's a nice player to have in this group. And would it shock me? Would it shock me if he pushes McFadden a bit for more snaps in this defense? If McFadden kind of gets banged up as he tends to do in his Giant career, or if, quite frankly, Jack Kelly just makes more plays out there. Would it shock me if he pushes McFadden for more snaps in this defense? Yes, I would. It would not shock me. It would not shock me. And that's a good thing, because I think all 4 of these guys can be good players for this defense. Obviously, the first 2, and Tremaine Edmonds and Arvell Reese, you're expecting big things in this defense. But McFadden and Kelly, quality depth. I love what I see from this group. Now, here we go. The D-line. Point of attack, and this is the key to me to the entire defense, is the run defense. And the defensive line, I just think the starters, I think, are solid for what they are there to do. They are there to be solid against the run. They are there to eat up blocks, take up space so our linebackers can make plays. So, our safeties and so forth, things like that, to be solid against the rush defense. But the depth is just not there, in my opinion. It just isn't. It just isn't. So that's why I have an asterisk 6 defensive linemen that I'm keeping on this tentative 53-man roster prediction. I have asterisks next to it because I think the Giants are going to make a trade here when things come to fruition after cuts. I think they're going to make a trade. I can see a trade happening here to bolster the depth. It may not be for a starting player, but I think better depth, I can see a trade. They're collecting draft picks where you can get a guy for a 6. They just traded in the past. Think about it, folks. The last 10 days, they traded Joshua Ezeudu for a 6th-round pick. Okay, in 2028. 7th-round pick in 2028. Coming into the season, did you think that the New York Giants would get anything for Joshua Ezeudu? Did you even think he was even going to make the roster? You knew he was getting cut, and they got a pick for him. So can I see them using that pick to a 7th-round pick for 2028? Maybe if they see they can match up and get a nice little depth piece for this group. Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Now, they also traded a 6th-round pick for Falele, for one of the worst offensive guards in football, who was going to be a cut casualty. They got a 6th-round pick in 2027 for him. Can I see them using that and dangling that pick to get a defensive line? Absolutely. So I got asterisks in this group because I think a trade is coming here. And I'm not sold that these particular players are going to be on this roster. I'm not. But as of now, until that happens, I got 6 here. Obviously, DJ Reader, he's a starter. He hasn't played a snap in preseason, veteran player. They're holding him in there. Get ready for week 1. He'll be a starter. I think Shelby Harris, another veteran player, will be a starter. He hasn't played a snap as well. Okay, it's said that he's been dealing with some little nicks and knacks, little nick injuries here. Nothing too serious, just little nicks here and there. So they're trying to like injury load management him, getting these 2 guys ready for week 1 as they are veteran players. Chauncey Golston, I have him making the roster, obviously. Now, some might say, Chauncey Golston, you got him in the D-line room, in the D-line room? Isn't he an edge? Well, he is an edge by trade, but if you pay attention to what's been happening, even to the last 2 preseasons from games from last week and tonight, he's starting in the defensive line group as they are trusting him to be a player on the D-line to stop the run because that is his group. And he's actually been there with Darius Alexander. But I think when it's all said and done, I don't think Darius Alexander, who I also as well have making this roster, as he's a development player. We know he can rush the passer, but still leaves a lot to be decided against the run. He's just not ready yet. He's just not ready. Just doesn't stay on his feet enough. He gets washed. He gets caught in the wash too many times. And I think Denard Wilson and John Harbaugh are not having that with their D-line group, with what they're trying to do with this scheme. So I think that Golston is going to be a starter here. And I think he's going to be a starter over Darius Alexander come week 1 against this Cowboy team. I think he's going to be a starter. So I got him in there. Darius Alexander as well. He will be in the rotation as well. Bobby Jamison Travis as well will be in the rotation. And then who is a 6th-round pick, who is flash. He's looked solid. He's looked pretty solid here. And the chances he's got now, of course, is against backups, but he's looked solid. And, he's a developmental player. I don't think the New York Giants are trusting BJT like that as a rookie to get snaps. Maybe if he continues to develop, he gets more significant snaps later in the year. I can see it, but he's just not ready for that yet. So I got him in there as well. And Leki Fotu, who I am really not a fan of, I just think he stinks. I'm going to be honest. I just think he stinks. I just think he stinks, folks. He was not good with the Raiders. He just gets blown off the balls way too much. Never stays on his feet. He's a veteran player. I could see him actually not making the team I think he will be the guy they let go if the Giants are able to make a trade or pick up somebody off the waiver wire and cut casualty that they think is a better fit. I can see him not making the team. But again, this is tentative. This is what we have currently right now, as there's an injury timeout right now on the field. Looks like it's a New York Giant. So I can see him being cut, but for now, I'm going to have him making the team. I got the Giants having 6 defensive linemen, but we really need to find better help for the depth, and I think that Giants will be looking, and that's why I have asterisks under this group. Now, offensive line, point of attack on the offensive line, on the offense. I got us keeping 10 guys, folks. Yeah, I got us keeping 10 guys. Obviously, the starters are Andrew Thomas, Jermaine Illuminor as the starting tackle, bookend tackles. Right guard, I got CeCe Maui-Noah, rookie, 10th pick overall, clear starter. I also got the left guard, John Runyon, and JMS as the center. So that's the starting 5. 4 out of 5 starters returning from last year. Obviously, those guys make the team. Now, here we go. Swing tackle, I got Marcus Membo, who's had a solid showing, I think, in the preseason and in training camp. There's been some good reports with him. I see him as the swing tackle, and I think he's done a good job. I think he will be the guy that moves around the most part, just in case if something happens, God forbid, to the great Andrew Thomas or Jermaine Illuminor. So I can see him. I think he's the swing tackle. Offensive tackle, as Tyrone Tracy's the one who's on the ground. Oh, jeez. Jeez. That got my attention. I wasn't paying attention as they was on an injury timeout. They cut to the commercial break. I don't like that. I hope he's okay. It looks like they're looking at his neck or something or his shoulder. And this is one of the reasons why, Tyrone Tracy, he can help this team, but his issues early in his career has been injuries. He's just not a big enough back to take a pounding, and why he's better suited in a running back committee role. So now Tracy, they say he's up on his feet. Doesn't look too great, though. It looks like it could be a shoulder situation. Somewhere around that shoulder. He's walking it off with trainers. Could be neck, could be a stinger, could be a shoulder. We'll see. Yeah, so that should be it for Tyrone Tracy for the rest of the night, that's for sure. But glad at least he was able to walk off on his own power. So we'll see what goes on as the week goes and see if Tracy's okay there. So J.C. Davis, I think the steal draft pick of our draft class. He's showing that he's developing at a rapid rate. I love this pick when we made the pick out of Illinois, and it looks like he's doing his thing, and the coaching staff is in love with what he's bringing to the table as a developmental player. But he has gotten elevated to the second team, so that tells you how far along, how confident this coaching staff is with him, with Coach Bloomgren, who is the offensive line coach this year, with all the coaching staff on the offensive side of the ball, with Nagy, with Greg Roman, who's the running back coordinator. All these guys, they like what they're seeing from him. He is turning heads in training camp and preseason. Really good to see. He obviously makes the team. In my opinion, he's as much of a lock to be on this team as one of the starters. Honestly, he's looked great. Guard Aaron Stinney, I have him making the team. Aaron Stinney's a guy I like as a depth piece. Every time he gets his chance to play in a pinch, whether it's for injuries or just getting a shot, he's done a solid job for this team. I like Aaron Stinney. To me, he has to make this team. I got him on the 53. Backup center, I got Brian Hudson. Brian Hudson over Lucas Patrick. Lucas Patrick was signed to be the backup center this offseason, but injuries have slowed him down. Looks like they're saying he's got a knee issue. I don't think Lucas Patrick is going to make this team if you're going to go by strictly as the pass is thrown and complete to Odell. Complete. First down inside the 30 and does a Michael Jackson kick. Odell is feeling it. He's feeling good out there. It's really nice to see. Really nice to see. They didn't throw it on time, but Odell made the adjustment and made the catch. As Allen is in the game now. God, that guy sucks. That guy really sucks. Again, just a great catch. That ball was behind Beckham, as usual, with this bum-ass quarterback. So right now, on 6 target, Odell has 3 catches and 63 yards. Giants are driving. Let's keep it here. Najee Harris, who's looked really good tonight, to the front of the line, into the line, gain of about 2 yards. Odell's really looking good tonight, man. He's really looking good tonight. As far as I'm concerned, you could get him off the field the rest of the night, Coach. You could get him off the field the rest of the night, and we could roll with it. He's made the team, in my opinion. Now he's jogging off the field. It would be nice if you just take him off the field for the rest of the night. I think we've seen enough from Odell to know that he should make this team. Let's call it how we see it. Let's call it how we see it. And he's standing right behind Harbaugh. Coach Hawes, I hope you're seeing it. Odell should make the team. We don't need to see Odell for the rest of the night, folks. We don't need it. He's on the team. especially with this bum quarterback, as he dumps a screen pass. Ain't nothing but blocking room. Najee cuts it back inside the 10. It'll be first and goal. So Giants are driving here. Giants are driving here. Let's keep it here before we continue. Let's keep it here on this drive. So Allen, Mr. Check Down, Charlie here. Nice play call here as they call Jets on a blitz. Nice play call by Nagy there to dump in the screen pad. Boy, I tell you, Najee Harris has really looked good tonight. He looks like RB2. He looks like RB2, folks. And obviously Tracy's injury tonight doesn't hurt. Doesn't help his matters. Hopefully he's okay though, because Tracy's, to be fair, has looked good tonight as well. First and goal. Handoff. Najee. Nowhere to go. Jets bottled him up there. They were ready for it. Might have lost a yard if he didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. And we got Evan Neal here. Nice push by Evan Neal. Whew. Boy, oh boy. Another guy I don't want to trust, but Evan Neal's, he's had some good, I gotta be honest. He's looked okay. He's looked okay, guys. He's looked okay this preseason, if you want to be fair. Him and Deonte Banks is look good. I can't lie. It's really trust. I have trust issues with these players, folks. I just have trust issues. Allen drops back and throws a terrible ball into coverage, but it looks like, as that was for Odell. Yes, it was. It looks like he drew the flag. It was early. I still don't like the fact he threw it into that coverage. Tight window with that guy's on. Yep, illegal contact. Grabbed Odell. There we go. So Odell is in the game. Look, if you're going to have Odell in the game, which I think he shouldn't even be in the game at this point, to me, he's made the team. Get the guy the ball and get him a touchdown, you bum, Allen. Get him the ball. I don't need him running cardio. Even Slayton's in the game. Wow, that's crazy. Slayton is really in this game, and so is Odell. You got Odell top of the screen, locked up man coverage. Throw that ball to Odell. And now Gray gets the ball. What are we doing? First and goal, Gray. Gray to the line and no gain. Would have loved to see that ball go up to him. Allen, can you just throw a fade to the guy, to Odell, and see if he can go get a touchdown? Just give it to him. We don't need no funny business. We know you suck. Just keep it simple. Look for number 3. He's got single coverage out there. I'm reading the coverage right now. He's got single out there in the shotgun. I don't even need to look at, don't even look at Slayton. Look to Odell, okay? Come on. And of course, he throws it into coverage quickly. Mr. Check Down Charlie into 2 guys who were look like both of them ran the wrong. This Berrios here. And that ball should have been caught, to be fair. That's got to be a touchdown. I'm sorry. Berrios looking like shit today. He ain't impressing me. He ain't impressing me at all. He could stick to punt returns, and that's it. I don't need Berrios on the offense, him playing like this. Odell should be the guy over him. You want to talk to me about punt return and kickoff, leave Berrios in that role. I don't need to see him on receivers. All right, 3rd and goal here. Let's look to number 3. He does. And instead, he goes the other way again to Berrios in tight coverage, incomplete. I mean, this guy sucks. This quarterback sucks. He stinks. Okay, Harbaugh, we don't need to see Odell for the rest of the night. He was bottled up on that route, though. It wasn't nowhere for him to throw the ball. But this guy sucks. But to be fair, Berrios did drop a touchdown. He had a touchdown, and he dropped it. So as far as I'm concerned, punt return or kickoff return. I don't need to see Berrios getting snaps over Odell when the season starts for real, okay? I don't need it. And I'm sorry. If it comes down to where you picking between Odell and Berrios for a roster spot, it's Odell by a landslide. I don't need to see Berrios getting that. I don't care if it's special teams. You can find someone else to do it, okay? If it's at the expense of Odell, I don't need to see that. You cannot sell me on that. You cannot sell me on Berrios over Odell because he has special teams value. I'm sorry. But anyway, let's get back to the 53-man roster. As I mentioned, Brian Hudson, the backup centers, had good snaps. And as I was saying, as Evan Neal, he's looked good. I think Evan Neal makes this team. If a team doesn't give you a crazy draft pick compensation that you would never think in a million years you'll get for Evan Neal coming into the season, Evan Neal should make this team. He's been solid at point of attack. He's been looking good, and it looks like the Giants are doing something good with him, and his coaching staff has him at attention. Evan Neal, let's face it, he's fighting for a roster spot and fighting for his NFL career at this point. He's a former first-round pick. You know what? I can live with Evan Neal being a backup guard on this roster with this current crop because we have so much good depth this year than since probably back since 2007, in my opinion. I think the roster depth is and starting offensive lineman group. This is the best offensive line group we're taking up north up to week one than we've had since the 2007, 2008 teams. It's probably since 2008, the Super Bowl year in 2007, and then followed up with that 2008 number one seed team. This is as good as it's been. It really has. So if you're going to have Evan Neal as a backup depth piece, I'm all for that. I got him on this team. I do. Now, the next group, I got four tight ends. Obviously, Isaiah Likely, the big free agent acquisition. It is said it's been looking like a monster in preseason and in training camp, I should say. I got him making this team. Obviously, he's a starter. I think with the injury to Calvin Austin, I think you're going to see him even a bigger picture, a bigger point of emphasis in the playbook picture for this New York Giant offense this year, because I think he's going to get a majority of snaps in that slot in a lot of different formations that this Nagy offense is going to bring. I really do. I really can see it, with Calvin Austin's unfortunate injury. So Isaiah Likely, I got obviously. Theo Johnson. Hey, let's not forget about Theo Johnson, folks. I know Giant fans can't stand the fact that he has drop issues at times, but we can't ignore the fact that he has talent and he has been a productive player despite those drop issues. And for a tight end too, I'm confident in Theo Johnson. And I think if you're going to run, 13 personnel with Likely and Theo Johnson on the field at the same time, hey, that's not easy for defenses going to be able to cover that, especially on play action game. I'm telling you right now, don't forget about the contributions Theo Johnson can make for this Giant offense, Giant Nation. I'm telling you, don't sleep on it. And God forbid if he could ever fix the drop issues, now we got something cooking with that tandem. That could be a deadly tandem at the tight end bookend spots there. Patrick Ricard, obviously, big free agent signing. Yes, he's a fullback, but I got him in the tight end room as well because he has tight end experience. I put him in our tight end room as well. Obviously, Patrick Ricard, point of attack. I can't wait to see this guy hit people every week for this New York Giant offense at point of attack. Can't wait. Something we are going to fall in love with seeing, folks. We are going to fall in love with that, Giant fans, seeing that point of attack football returning to MetLife Stadium for the New York Football Giants under John Harbaugh's tutelage, man. Can't wait to see that. And I got Chris Manhertz as the fourth tight end. Now, I'm going to be honest, I would rather this be Fidone, but Fidone just hasn't shown enough, quite frankly, consistently, that I think that he could be a guy that Mr. John Harbaugh is going to want to keep on the active roster coming in. Now, could Fidone come back on the practice squad? Absolutely. And I think there's a solid chance they could get him back in the practice squad. And I really do. I really do. I think Manhertz's blocking ability is something that John Harbaugh really, really cherishes and really wants on this football team. And especially with the fact that Isaiah Likely, who he's a willing blocker, but that is not his forte. He's a willing blocker. He's good for what he is as a blocker. But his calling card is going to be what he can do for the offense with catching the ball. So I think that plays a part in the fact that Harbaugh is going to want a more traditional blocking tight end in this group when needed. And I think their best blocking tight end is Chris Manhurst. Now, me personally, I would take Findoni over Manhurst, but I don't think he's shown enough in preseason to where Harbaugh will value that more. So I got Manhurst making the squad and over Fidoni, even though I would prefer Fidoni because I think his upside is more, but I think Fidoni can come back on the practice squad. I think that's the direction they go. Now, the wide receiver room, I got us keeping 6. Now, I had us keeping 7 prior to the Calvin Austin injury on Tuesday. So I had to change this up. And I actually even tweeted this on my Twitter this week that I had Calvin Austin making his team along with 7 receivers in this group. Now, Malik Neighbors, obviously, he's going to be the great Malik Neighbors. He's going to be the starter here. And I can't wait to see him. Looks like he's trending in week 1. He's got the red jersey off at practice. Good signs going forward. We're going to see if he'll be active for week 1. I do think he is going to – I can see a situation where they kind of bring him along little by little the first 4 weeks of the season and build him up. Maybe limited snap count in week 1, limited, get a little more if he comes out of week 1 pretty much healthy in week 2. They'll build him up since he doesn't have any snaps in preseason. I think they're going to do a snap count for week 1 and week 2, obviously. So, but Malik Neighbors, his presence is needed, and I can't wait to see him out there. I'm hoping it'll be week 1, and I think it will be. Malachi Fields, I got him wide receiver 2 as a starter. Rookie 3rd-round pick. He has shown he is exactly what the Giants were looking for in the preseason to this point. Obviously, he's got to do it when the games count, but I think he is clearly shown he's wide receiver 2 in this position battle competition. He's looked very good catching the ball. Obviously, he has a nice rapport with Jackson Dart. Caught Jackson Dart's only snaps and his only touchdown in the snaps that Jackson Dart did get in week 1 of the preseason. Obviously, very good run blocker from the wide receiver position. 6'4", 6'5" receiver. Really good at 50-50 balls, at attacking the football, point radius, all of that. He's going to bring a weapon that the Giants haven't seen at that position, especially in the red zone, since Plexico Burress and Hakeem Nicks. And his height is Plexico Burress caliber. Now, we'll see if he becomes, I'm not saying he is definitely Plexico Burress, but you can see the traits. You can see it. And you can see the role that they want for him. You can see that it's there. So let's see what happens there. But Malachi Fields clearly been the wide receiver 2 in this group. Darius Slayton, I got him making the team. I do, but I find it very interesting tonight that he is out there. That he is out there getting meaningful snaps, which tells me this New York Giant team is not sold on Darius Slayton being a starter on this team, or even maybe even possibly making the team. Who knows? Maybe they have a trade out there. We'll see. Now, obviously, I have, along with a lot of Giant fans, have a love-hate relationship with Darius Slayton. But I'll say this, in this group, he should be on this group. If we are taking him on this roster, he should be a factor. He's getting paid to be. I'll say that. He's getting paid to be a factor. And let's hope that he can at least have a good season and help this football team if he is getting snaps. 2nd and 15, good throw by the Jet quarterback as the Jets are driving here before the half. Under 53 seconds is the timeout on the field. 10-6 New York Giants are up right now. So I got Darius Slayton making his team. We'll see what him playing so many snaps tonight means going forward with the 53. Odell Beckham, obviously, I got him making his team, and he has to make this team, in my opinion, especially after the injury to Calvin Austin, the unfortunate tragedy injury for Calvin Austin. I really do think he should make this team. I really do. I want to see him on this team. He's had a good game tonight, despite the one mistake where he slipped on his route and the ball went off his hands for an interception. But he's been a factor out there. He's made some good plays. He made some good plays for James Winston, good plays for a bad quarterback in Allen, he's got to be on the 53. Odell Beckham needs to be a part of this offense. You got to have him on this team. And for me, even if Calvin Austin was on this team, I had him on this team. I had him on this team, despite his limitations not being a special teams factor. I still felt like he should be on this team. Darnell Mooney, I got him on this roster if he's not moved. There's been some trade rumors about him, but Darnell Mooney, to me, he is the best fit if you just want a pure slot receiver. He is the best fit to play that slot role now that Calvin Austin is not healthy and going to play this year, in my opinion. I really do. I think he is the best fit out of all the receivers in this group to play the slot position. And he has experience with Matt Nagy in the past with the Chicago Bears, under his offense with the playbook, and he had a good year 2 years ago, almost an 1,000-yard season with the Atlanta Falcons. So I think if you don't make a trade in this group, Darnell Mooney should be on this team. I really do. I think he can help this team. And with the last spot, I have Braxton Berrios. I am only having him in this spot because of his special teams value. And I think because of that, with John Harbaugh, I think Braxton Berrios, if you're going to make this team, just keep it as special teams only. You can see it tonight why it should only be special teams. It should only be special teams. Because he's been bad tonight. He's been awful on the offense. They've given him snaps. He's looked awful tonight on the offense. So if you're going to keep him, it could only be special teams. We know he has injury limitations anyway. Special teams only. I do not want to see him on the offense in the playbook. Not at all. Not much. Not much. Okay? And to me, it would be asinine to say, oh, let's keep Berrios over Odell Beckham, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, because he has special teams value. No. Not with Calvin Austin injured. Not at all. So right now, I should have put an asterisk here because of this, because I could also see something happening if a trade happens and the Giants get equal value of what they're looking for in return. I think a trade could happen here, whether it be Darius Slayton or Darnell Mooney. More likely Darnell Mooney if they do make a trade. But if they don't, I have this group being the 6 that I would take going for the 53-man roster. Now, running back room. I got Cam Scatterbo, obviously. It looks like he's the starter. This is a running back by committee group. I can see all 4 of these guys getting snaps during the season in games. Obviously, not everybody's going to get 15 touches. That's not mathematically possible. It's just not. But I can see all 4 of these guys in a running back by committee situation getting snaps, keeping everyone fresh. I can see it. Cam Scatterbo as the starter, Tyrone Tracy as well, who got injured tonight. Prayers up. Hopefully he's okay. Tyrone Tracy, I can definitely see him being in this mix, whether it'll be the backup in RB2 or more as the all-purpose back on third down, especially on third down situations, because out of this group, I think he is the best guy, the best receiving running back in this group. Now, that's not a knock on Scat, because Scat is underrated offensively when it comes to catching the ball. He's very underrated at that. He's a good receiver at his position. But I do think Tracy is the better receiver at that position because of his wide receiver background as well. As we all know the story, he converted wide receiver to running back. So I think he has a role on his team as an all-purpose back. But hopefully he's okay. Now, I got Devin Singletary as well, who I have been very happy to see has had a very solid preseason. He's been basically the most consistent running back out of all the preseason running backs that have played in the preseason. I have him making his team. Najee Harris has looked very good tonight. And I would not be surprised because of what this coaching staff wants out of the position that Najee Harris is elevated to RB2 when it comes to week 1 starting. Now, last but not least, before we get out of here tonight, the quarterbacks. This is an easy one, folks. I got us only keeping 2. I got us only keeping 2, and that's obviously Jackson Dart is the starter and Jameis Winston is the backup. Last year we kept 3, as we had Russell Wilson with this team, but I don't see any world where John Harbaugh, Matt Nagy, and his team, his coaching staff, keeping Brandon Allen or Hayner as the third string quarterback. Now, could you sign him back to the practice squad? I guess, but active on Sundays, no shot. No shot. I don't think these guys should even make the team. I think the New York Giants need to be looking for a third string quarterback to add to this room. That's how much I cannot stand what I see from Allen and Hayner. I don't need to see these guys on this roster. Man, listen, they give me bad vibes of bad quarterback play over the years. We don't need that no more. We don't need it. So I got us keeping only 2 quarterbacks to round out the tentative 53 in this group. Obviously, this is going to be a big year for Jackson Dart's development. Disappointed he didn't play tonight, but he is obviously the starter. Big things coming for Jackson Dart, leading this team to hopefully a playoff berth and division title going forward for week 1. So, hey, that's going to do it, folks, as now the Giants have the ball. It's 4th and 4, second time. It looks like they're running the clock out. So I don't think we're going to see much going forward from there, as it looks like the Giants are going to go into the half with a 10-6 lead, and it'll be backup city. It's going to be backup city going forward. Going to be backup city going forward for the rest of the game to fill out the preseason. Hopefully we do not see any more Odell Beckham or any other guys. We'll just see what we see here. So that'll be at Darius Slay. I would assume you're not going to see him the rest of the half. I think he got some snaps, and we'll see going forward. But that's going to do it for me, folks, tonight. Thanks for everybody stopping by on a Friday night that came through to chop it up and check the stream, commented and stuff like that, and hear what I had to say for this New York Giant football team, for this live stream of the Giants and Jets. Obviously, Giants have some work to do with the roster. We'll stay locked in, folks. We'll stay locked in to see what happens with cut day and see if any transactions come about, I should say, going forward. As we are 2 weeks away, folks, we are 2 weeks away. This is the last. Folks, do y'all realize this is the last preseason game? This is it. The next time we see these guys in football on the field, it's going to count for real, and I cannot wait. And it sucks. It got to be 2 weeks. Doesn't it suck? It sucks it's 2 weeks, but you know what? It is what it is. Hopefully, guys will be ready to go. Preparation will be key. And we'll see how the 53-man roster take shape going forward. But that's going to do it, folks. That's going to do it. Before I go, I want to say a couple of things. Make sure you like this stream. Make sure you let the algorithm know we in the building talking New York Giant football. And if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I will definitely appreciate you hit that subscribe button. Keep it locked for that New York Giant content you seek. Also, I want to say I am going to have another stream next weekend, most likely on Saturday afternoon. I'm going to do a little Giant positive content. I'm going to do a Giant stream, and I'm going to do a Giant stream based on my picks for my all New York Giants all-time team. I'm going to put something together where it's going to be a mix of every player that I think is an all-time great New York Giant that these eyes have seen. Obviously, with the rich history of New York Giants, it's always going to be a debate. There's always going to be, not everybody can make an all-time team because it's been such a rich history. But I'm going to give you guys my opinion, what I feel like for me is an all-time New York Giant team. So keep an eye out for that. We'll do one next Saturday as we put some content again as we await the week 1 season to begin, as we are going to be off for a week for Giants and NFL football period. So keep it locked next weekend, folks. But for now, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Appreciate you stopping by. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Enjoy your weekend. Let's go, New York Giants. And let's hope for no more injuries going forward for the rest of this game. And let's keep it going and keep it moving. Like and subscribe to Born for Sports. Let's go, Giants.